In today's video, we're gonna go from total chaos to total control when it comes to your filament organization. If you don't remember, I recently made a video covering the 8 most popular filament organization tools, and this is the follow-up video where I will go into a lot more details regarding the 2 top winners, Spoolstock and 3D Filament Profiles. And after 1 month of testing and literally hundreds of spools, I can confidently say that I have found the best workflow for my use case, which may or may not apply to you. But with that said, there are quite a lot of more things you need to know before we actually get into the actual workflow and these 2 different systems. So I think we're just gonna have a lot of different chapters down below, and feel free to jump as you want. I'm gonna try to keep the summary as short as possible in the beginning of this video, but before we get there, full disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by either Spoolstock or 3D Filament Profile. But with that said, since Spoolstock is a paid service, if you do want access to more than 20 spools, they were so kind to give me this free account in order for me to have full access to their platform, and they were also so kind to give me 5 additional maker subscriptions that I can give to you guys. So if you are interested in checking out Spoolstock, and if you do have more than 20 spools, please do send me an email, and the first 5 people will get 1 year free subscription of Spoolstock. But with that said, to give you the shortest summary possible, Spoolstock might be the easiest solution and definitely more than enough for 95% of users, specifically if the main purpose is just to keep track of the overall inventory and you don't have that many different kinds of filaments or different kinds of locations. And if Spoolstock is focusing on the overall inventory, then 3D Filament Profiles are focusing a little bit more on locations, basically just keeping track of where is my spool in my studio, or more specifically, in which AMS do I currently have which filament. And last but not least, the final disclosure before we can actually start with this video. I have decided to go with 3D Filament Profiles moving forward, mainly because of how they're updating different locations and some other super cool features as well that we're going to cover a little bit later in this video. And with that, we are now finally done to first dig into Spoolstock in a little bit more detail. When it comes to adding a new filament still in a box into Spoolstock, then you do want to use your phone, and all you have to do is to click the plus sign, and then we have the barcode scanner, and then we do have the option to just scan a barcode just like that. And then all we have to do is to fill in the information, for example, if it's a 1 kilo spool, if it's a new spool, and in which inventory location we want to store this. And we're gonna send this up to, for example, the BQ Rack D right away. We are gonna add this to the label printing queue as well. And then here we have our brand new spool that is located soon at BQ Rack D, which is one of the BQ Panda feed racks that I have here in my studio. But where this program really shines is that it has support for NFC tags. So here we have one of the spools in both of these systems. The left side is for 3D Filament Profiles, we're going to talk about later. Here on the right side, we do have this spool label that goes on the physical spool, and then we also have an NFC tag, which if we are using my iPhone in this case, we can actually scan this NFC tag. We just put it up like so, and then we do have all the information here on my phone. For example, this is the basic cyan PLA from a Bambu Lab, and we currently have 622 grams left on this spool, and this spool should right now be on my BQ Rack D as well, which is my main rack here in the studio. And if you want to know how I got the exact weight on this and all my other spools, I'm using another system called TrakSpool, which may or may not have been released yet, and we're gonna cover this in some future videos as well, but just know that I do have a dedicated scale or a dedicated other system in order to actually keep track on the actual weights left on this spool. But let's jump back into Spoolstock. And although Spoolstock is an app first, they do have this beta version on the web, which I prefer to use. It gives me a little bit better overview of my entire inventory. And basically what you have here is a list of all the different filaments. You can of course easily see the number of spools and also the total weight you have left on the these specific spools. But my favorite feature with Spoolstock is the inventory function, where I can right away not only just have a great overview with just exactly how many of these spools are at each different location, and if I do want to move over, for example, this Sunlu white TPU here, I want to put that into my AMS2 Pro, I just drag it over there and I keep track on this. Super simple. This of course you can do on the computer and also via the phone app as well. You can right away see if you have some partial spools as well, which I think just looks super nice. And if you see this and you think this is exactly what I need, I don't need anything else, and this looks beautiful with just a very great quick glance overview of your current inventory, then yeah, Spoolstock is for you. And if you don't know where to get these, just use the affiliate link to Amazon down in the description, and you can also support this channel a little bit extra at the same time. Although you do have like these NFC tags and you do have these QR codes, you only have this on the spool level at the moment and not at the actual location, which probably doesn't make any sense to you right now, but after watching the 3D filament profiles, it will be extremely clear what I mean, and it will also be extremely obvious if you are a Spoolstock person or if you are a 3D filament person. So basically the two main differences, or I should say improvements over the Spoolstock version, is that within the 3D filament profiles you do have a lot more manageable different locations, as well as you also have this other like physical 3D printed Swatch label systems where you should actually print out some other labels. I would recommend to just start with some kind of like virtual location within 3D filament profiles, for example a new spool location, just so you get every single one of your spools within the system as soon as possible. Everything is of course customizable. You can just name the location whatever you want, and then we do have one very handy option down here, is to make this location the default for new spools. Super handy feature that you definitely should remember when you are adding a lot of new spools to a lot of different locations later on. But now we have our first location here, so it's time for us to actually add our first spools into the system and into this location. And we actually have three different ways to add spools into 3D filament profiles. Just like Spoolstock, we do have this barcode scanner, so we can just scan this barcode as long as it has a GTIN or EAN barcode, which I believe that all Bambu Lab and Polymaker spools have. Sadly, Sunlu does not have it, but one thing that was a little bit confusing for me like the first time using this is that there is a difference between the actual spools, like spool 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the filament of that spool. Because remember, the name of this like organization tool, as I have maybe incorrectly called it, is 3D Filament Profiles. So like one big part, and maybe like even the main part of this whole tool, is to actually look up the filament profiles. So the first thing that you will see if you're scanning the barcode here is every single piece of information regarding this specific filament. And I mean like everything. You have every single piece of information here. And then we have to add this to my spools. So now we have added this in our spools, which either on our phone or via our computer can find in the list My Spools. Short side note, technically there is no app for 3D filament profiles. Everything is done via the web browser. But at least if you have an iPhone, you can actually save the bookmarks via Safari as an app on your iPhone. And that's how I've been using it in order to quickly access the website via my iPhone app interface. The second way of adding filament is maybe the most common one, especially for already opened spools and you don't have access to the barcode anymore. Just go in here on the filament list, just trying to find your exact filaments in the massive database that basically includes every single piece of filament that has ever existed, I think. But with that said, there's even a way faster way of importing new spools into 3D filament profiles, assuming that you are using Bambu Lab spools that you purchase from Bambu Lab themselves. If so, you can actually just drag in the invoice using the import function that you will find under My Spools, and then all of these new spools will be imported to your default location right away. literally saving you hours, I guess, depending on the amount of new spools you're adding into the system. In our case, since our default location is the new spools virtual location, and since we also only have one location at this point, all these different new spools have been added here under this location. Once you have different locations here in the system, you just click and drag and just move it over to wherever you want to have these stores. So now we have our first batch added here. I just want to do a quick summary of that. We can now see our actual spools. Here we do have a list of all the different spools or the different filaments in our system, and here we have the number of different spools per filament. Here we also have the actual location. I have this still virtual new spools, and here we have an actual location, which is my shelf. And then last but not least, we also have the different colors, which honestly I don't really use that much. This is a great overview to see what you actually have in your inventory. So now we are 100% done with at least the basics of the 3D filament profile software, but actually only 50% done with the entire 3D filament profile system. Because we also need a solution for our physical space, our physical spools, and to actually keep track on all these different locations. And that is where these Swatch labels come in. As always, you have the link to these specific prints on my Make Your World profile, which you can follow by clicking the link down in the description. And this way you can also stay updated with every single print that I'm talking about here on my channel. In this case, these specific labels are made by the same creator as this entire 3D filament profile system, and the original Swatch label looks like this, where you also have some layer tests here on the side as well, and you have all different kinds of holders for these Swatch labels as well. I am going with these double holders because this is what fits my BQ feed racks, which I think is like the best way of actually storing your 3D printing spools. And if you want some more information and an affiliate link to these BQ feed racks, you of course have that down in the description as well. I have actually gone ahead and made these a little bit shorter than the official measurements, just so these labels will actually fit within like the actual side of the spools. So now is the time you should start paying a little bit more attention, because when it comes to the physical part of things, it is not complicated once you get to understand how all of this works. Basically, again, recap, there is a difference between filaments and spools. So there is a difference between filament QR codes and filament labels, and spool QR codes and spool labels. As long as we understand this, we will all be fine. There is also one more type of QR code, and that is the different location QR code. For example, this is the QR code for the BQ rack, but basically how this works is that you do print out one of these Swatch labels for every different new filament that you're adding to the system. And then within 3D filament profile, you can just print out these actual QR codes or these labels. And what is absolutely fantastic is that you can also choose the information that goes directly on these labels. Whatever information that you want, you can have this directly on the spools. And this is where this entire system just starts to add so much value, because it's just so amazing to have these, for example, on my AMSs, and then right away you can see at a glance what you have inside and also all the different information inside there as well. But in addition to these filament QR codes or filament labels, you do have a second spool QR code as well. And if you look really closely, you will see a difference between the filament QR codes or filament labels and the spool QR code or the spool labels. This is also accessible, of course, in 3D filament profiles. Just be aware that you are printing out the right type of a label for your specific purpose. And one more thing that you should be aware of is that we're getting so many updates in 3D filament profiles, so a lot of things have actually changed from me recording this video and now sitting here editing. With the biggest upgrade for new users is the function to actually bulk print these labels that you're putting on these 3D printed filament swatches. To access this feature, all you have to do is to go into My Spools, then click on a bulk, and then you can bulk select all your new spools in one specific location. Then you click on bulk printing labels, and then you have every single label right here. And you can also, of course, choose exactly the information information that you want added to these physical labels as well. And this is just super useful. One other thing is that when you are bulk printing these labels, both the spool labels and the filament labels are actually included in the file, although you will only see the actual spool QR codes here in the program, but both of these types of labels are actually included in the zip file. And the last update that we literally just got a few hours ago is that it's now possible to do an express move of your spools to a new location. And basically all you have to do is to make sure that you scan the location first. Then you will get access to this express scanning service, and you can just right away, without having to press any buttons, just scan another spool, and then that spool will automatically get added to that location. It still works if you're scanning the spool first, but then you just have to click one more time and then scan the location. I also want to take this opportunity and say that if you are starting with using 3D filament profiles, please go and support the creator as well, because it's basically just a one-man show, and it seems that he's working 24/7 on this. Just go on to Maker World and then use some of the boosts on this filament swatches, for example. And you also have a link to his Patreon within the 3D filament profile as well. But with all of that said, let's get back to the rest of this video. And this is the main reason for why I think that 3D Filament Profile is the best spool management tools. Just how incredibly easy it is to actually update the location of your spool. You can get super specific with every single location. For example, I do have 4 different BQ racks here in the studio, but I also have different location QR codes for each and every shelf. So it starts with number 1 at the top and number 5 at the bottom. And I don't need to actually type in those specific details. I just scan the QR code and everything has been automatically uploaded. And within the system as well, if you do have an AMS, for example, you can automatically create like 4 different parts or 4 different slots, 4 different locations within the system that is all connected to one AMS. I hope you're following along. I hope I am making this as clear as possible. But one bonus tip again, and something that I am doing, but that is not technically part of the official guidelines for this, is that in addition to these filament QR codes, on these 3D printed Swatch tags, I actually have a spool ID that belongs to one specific spool on the back here as well, only for the purpose of that I do find myself quite a lot actually putting this spool into the AMS and then not being able to actually like scan the QR code and forgetting to scan the QR code before I actually load it. So I do want the access to having the spool ID here as well, so I can just quickly move it over to my AMS or then putting it back on the shelf as well, and then just have direct access to the spool ID both on the actual spool but then also on the back of this. And this is something that I thought was going to be like the most annoying part, printing out every single swatch for every single new filament. But if you have watched my previous videos and you know how to hack the system and adding a customized STL to the secret menu in Bambu Studio, you can just replace, for example, like the Benchy or the Bambu Cube with this specific STL file, and then for every single new print that you're printing, as soon as you're using a new type of filament for the first time, just right click, you choose that STL file, and then before you know it, you have started to print out one of these as well, together with the print that you actually want to print out. And with that, I think you have all the information you need to actually get started organizing your own filament by yourself. In addition to all of this I've talked about in this video, there's so many different functions and features and statistics and information you can get from 3D Filament Profile. If you are dragging your filaments into a dryer, for example, you could have the system to automatically update that as soon as this spool on the website has been in a dryer, then it will be automatically updated in the system. So you can keep track on so many things. We have just scratched the surface. And there's also a massive community on Discord where all these updates and all these feature requests are happening as well. So if you have watched this entire video until now and are serious about getting started with the actual filament organization, check out the Discord. You will have all the information there as well. You can just ask for help. All the different users will help you in any way possible. So 100% recommend this if you do have enough spools or enough locations so you feel like it's worth it. And speaking about something else that is definitely worth it, that is to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, just to stay updated with more helpful 3D printing tips or just tutorials or reviews or anything else that we may come up with. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S, and subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.